Peace, peace, peace. What's good? Peace and power to y'all, family. What's good with us? Like to know that we're doing good, family. So before we jump into this video, as you can see, it's titled The Journey of Forgiveness. There's two things I want to share with you real quick. First thing is, if you're not walking with us on Instagram, I need you to slide over there to Light Power, hit that, what it say follows, but you know you walking with us. And check the 30 days of enlightenment. Those 30 days are in progress right now, and we've knocked 10 days with, we've created 10 days. So we're on day 11, and we're going to run the rest of them up too. So I need y'all to be there for that wisdom so y'all can get that download. You dig what I'm saying? Yes, yes, because look, the idea of having knowledge means not much if it's not applied. So I apply this, all right? Now, to share the knowledge gives other people the opportunity to apply it, because it's not something just to know. So if you're the type of person that wants to apply this information in the traditional way of just becoming more conscious in the aspect of the things you engage in the way in which you behave in the world, those 30 videos definitely going to be some insight for somebody. So you might have already known about etymology. All right, cool. You might have already known about this. All right, cool. But you didn't know about that. So that's there. And then we're just going to keep running this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have this like that. You know? So boom. That's the first thing I want to tell y'all. Second thing is that I want you guys, if you're interested in what I'm about to say next, the way the world look like is going, nobody knows where it's going. Let's be real. And we have a lot of predictions and things. And there's a big motherfucking way we don't want it to go, right? And if it were to go that way, a lot of people would be out of the way. I'd probably be out the way because I would not be involved with that. So how are we going to know and network and things like this? There's a reason for what I'm telling y'all now. I'm telling y'all about this platform that's going to allow us to have an uncensored platform to illustrate and to share information now, because we're already seeing the censorship. It's already been started. And if anybody's going to say or do anything about that, it should be everybody. So what that means is solidify your own communication or telecommunication lines so that if one or two are not available, you don't have them to rely on. You can still do everything you need to do and get information and learn the same ways. Because if everybody is noticing how they're digitalizing the entire world, then you come to the awareness that if they can digitalize everything, then they're going to digitalize your search history and your YouTube and everything like this. So they're not just going to be inside your credit card, your bank card, ATM card. They're going to be in they're going to be in your phone. They're going to be in your laptop. They're going to try to get in your shoes, and then they want to be in your bloodstream. So these folks trying to get in all the shit. So we got to have our own shit that's not theirs, and I can't even say how to do that. So we're going to use other platforms until we create the shit ourselves. We're going to come up with something, or we just going to build more houses in another jungle somewhere else, which I want to do. So this is what we have. We have a platform that allows us to have this communication, to share this information, and to also assist people in building their business, because we still going to need to utilize the energy that we have available, which is dollar signs. So we're going to have to utilize what we have to get where we got to go to. And if nobody has a business, it's going to be a great opportunity for them to choose to start one after joining themselves in community and start to build out the relationships. And we are in a very initial stages right now, but I'm going to let y'all know about that, because it's not just for us. It's for the world. This is for the world, which is us. I don't care about the world they thought about. They don't know what the real world is. We're here to show them what that is. So we need a place to talk, and that's what that is. So I'm going to slide in with number 3 real quick. Clubhouse is available. So if you're on Clubhouse, definitely follow us on there and start to join the rooms that we're creating. Boom. So let's jump right into this. The journey of forgiveness. And I'm only going to speak on this from my own essence. I don't talk about things I've read or something like this. I tell you guys exactly what it is, and I make sure to speak about it in a form that is easily relatable to whoever I'm talking to, because I just know how people accept. I know how it works, so I just want to give it to you. So boom. The journey of forgiveness. The reason why I call it a journey and I just say the process of forgiveness or the work of forgiveness is because you're going to learn how to do this and always learn and keep learning about it, even if you've done it already, because the world illustrates reasons for you to forgive them. And in the same form, you're forgiving yourself because you're able to understand the level of intellect and the different reasons why people behave and things like this. So it's almost like you have like a category of people's psychology, and kind of like you know why they do certain things, so you're not mad at them about it. That's kind of like how it works in a way. Um, but I want to illustrate how I was able to find a forgiveness first, to forgive myself, and it wasn't really for the things that I did, because I didn't do anything that I wouldn't do again, but more so for the things I didn't do, and sometimes for the things that I didn't say when I needed to say them, or anything in that, anything in that like space. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then also there were some things that I did, but it didn't involve my hands. There were some things that I did, certain things that I said to myself, certain things that I created in my mind that were not good for me, that I had to see. And the way I was able to see that was through deep introspection and meditation. When I came out of this meditation, I had a really strong feeling of I messed up. Like, I did something wrong. But the wrong that I felt was more so about I was able to observe how I tell my story to myself. I'll say that again. I was able to observe how I tell my story to myself. So this story, I was able to see this story. And then, kind of like look at it. So I was able to say, oh, when I was 8 years old, this, and that happened. And that meant that this and this, because this and this and this means that this. And all of these meanings I've created in my mind. And I had to come to the awareness of that through this meditation, because it was a very strong breaking point of looking at all my situations in life like they're supposed to be on my side. Like, oh, I was supposed to have gotten something out of that. Oh, man, that was not fair. This is supposed to be like this. And then I realized that the only reason why I was looking at things that way is because I was choosing that. And I was choosing that resonating with the emotion I was feeling at the time. So if you guys watched my last video about the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical bodies, I'm basically talking about the mental, emotional, and physical right now. And my emotional body was triggered because of whatever happened, right? And I created a meaning from that energetic standpoint. So from that level of understanding, from that level of feeling, I made a meaning. And basically, I defend the feeling, because everybody's going to do that, because everybody lives from a persona perspective. So when I saw how I was creating that my whole life, I've been looking at my situations, and I've been only seeing the things that were not there. It's the only things I paid attention to, the only things that stood out, the only things I was able to catch and picture and remember is what was not there. How they didn't do things like this. Oh, how they. And what that taught me was that instead of seeing anything that was there, that was perfectly placed, that was divinely allowed, I only saw what I didn't prefer. And there goes the contrast, as you guys can imagine. So I was able to kind of like remember when I started depreciating in my mind. It's so hard to picture or how to word it. It's like I was able to go to a place in my own experience where I started depreciating. Like, depreciating, reducing the value of things, talking about what's not good, complaining when I started doing those things. And I kind of like walked myself all the way up to today. And then I just like stood back and I looked at it and I was like, wow. I thought I was really, crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's and making sure my shit was clean and wiping the counter, and I was like really trying to, and I was like, I missed all of this. I bust out. I was crying for a little good minute, more than 60 seconds. I was busting out. I was crying. I was like, damn, bro. Fuck. I did this to myself. I created this. That's how I felt. I was like, I created this? And I started to really understand the aspect of the element of God that we literally are. We are literally God in a human form. And that part of us that is God creates meaning. And this is the reason why they define the matrix, because it allows for the border of the perspective of the light to be encased in something. So when we make meaning, we literally create light in our own mind, and it blinks and reminds us. So if you create a meaning around someone not loving you because they didn't perform a particular thing, then now you have created this meaning. And if you see anything else that suggests the meaning is true, then you start connecting these things to this meaning that you're creating. Now you're telling your own story and lying to yourself. See, they talk about lying because they don't want you to lie to nobody else, but it's more important not to lie to yourself. Because I kind of say, if you're more clear with yourself, it's a lot easier to be clear in the world, really. And I don't want to say one is better than the other. I'm not gonna say something about lying, but I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. Yeah, like it's something very important in this aspect of creating meanings and understanding that this is what our mind does. But when we are aware of our mind, then we are the ones making the meaning. But until then, we are subject to our emotional body and our vocabulary. Literally, literally. So, what did that really bring into my experience? Because that sounds awesome. But what did that really bring into my experience? Well, it really brought into my mind my mother. Because out of everybody, I have the most tension with her. And I would say that because I feel like everybody's most, it's going to be when your parents, I feel like your most closest connection type thing. And I was just looking at our engagements, our entire, journey up to today. And I was just grading her, basically, and I was grading her based on the psychology of what I conceptualized to be a good mother from society, school, high school, and whatever else conditioning, right? None of that assisted the situation. But all I'm saying is that from the beginning to the time of now, I was able to re-observe this relationship and also re-observe how I have attributed meaning to it. And it really helped me humble myself in understanding that not everybody has the intellect or the presence of knowledge to have the access to learn what they actually desire, all the time like we have right now. So there's so many things that would make my grading invaluable. I mean, not invaluable, but not valuable. It would, whatever I was coming up with wouldn't really it wouldn't mean anything, basically, because I'm not observing her from the eyes of the soul of God that I am. I was more so looking at her as a mother from a son. But, I'm not supposed to be trying to make everyone my child, but that so happens to be the case. And that's just how I'll be able to see. So I'm able to see the needs, And basically what happened was I was able to start appreciating all these little things that I never considered to be worth appreciating. I just looked at everything totally the opposite way of the switch. And I just kind of like looked at all these moments, and instead of looking at it and creating trauma, like, oh, these folks lied to me. They didn't even talk about know thyself. These folks didn't even talk about, I went straight that way, versus going, oh my goodness, look at all the things I learned from these folks that actually didn't know thyself. Well, they still gave me some goodies. I hope they get to learn and continue on feeling positive about it. It's about how you're going to use your story at the end of the day. Now, I feel like now I can like make a positive and also slightly negative story, because like I know I can weave my story. But what if it was just all good and it was hard for you to notice that because there was so many things that you're supposed to notice that wasn't so good? Like, let's say somebody's father and mother split up, right? But then their father leaving the house allowed for them to like, and then they hit 30 and they have amazing family, amazing kids, amazing relationship, Shit works for your good. You know what I'm saying? And we have to keep that in a forward positive perspective. We got to know that. But yeah, so when I started to assess that, that was all of the forgiveness. Anything anyone has ever done, is probably nowhere close to anything my mother could do. So forgiving her was probably like the hardest person, really. Everything else I could forget about. You know what I'm saying? And then forgiving myself. That was more difficult than forgiving my mother, though, because I wouldn't have seen that shit. I wouldn't. If it wasn't for that meditation, I can't say that I was going to see that. I can't know how. Somebody would have to, I don't know. Maybe someday, you know? Maybe there was another meditation another time. I'm not sure. But to see how I've been making meaning along my story has really made me more aware of keeping my intentions on, like, my moment. And even in this video, I wanted to talk about the power of forgiveness, but then it's really more of a journey because it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, the time you have to pull it out, it's just going to get sore when you use it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I forgive myself every day. I got the 30 days of enlightenment going right now. I was short 2 days, 2 videos. And I was looking at this shit and I was like, damn, is this the best I can do? I should have planned this shit. I should have wrote all these videos out. And I was like, fuck all of that. I decided that I was going to make this challenge for myself. And I stuck to that. And I was like, even though I don't have these videos up right now, there's going to be 30 videos at the 30th of January. And that's how we're going. And I'm going to still upload all the other content I was going to upload. It's not going to stop nothing. And that's what it's going to be. And I just forgave myself for not having it at that moment. It's like living and just like not really needing to hold nothing over your own head, you know, or the heads of others. Because if I still had this little irritation with my mother, I don't know. I feel pretty good about it now. Now, my only now work now is to just radiate this shit so bright that nobody can help but see it. Seriously. I might need to just go do another meditation and make sure I got everybody. But nah, I'm saying that because this is what I've noticed. When people talk about negativity, negative energy, or dense people, or dense energies and things like this, their solution is to get away. I find it that solution may work, but the real work is to get away. That is the real work. That is the real work. That is the real work. When you are able to remove those emotions in the context of acknowledging, you can't just say, hey, zap me so I don't feel it. You're going to have to feel them. And that's how they leave. But you hold them and they can't go and you don't know what they feel like because you stuffed them down somewhere and now it's been some time and it's just colder and you're just gonna have to. It's gonna be a cold hug on your body, all over your body and out your eyes. You know, maybe you need to hug your mother. Now I'm gonna see her again and I'm gonna hug her and she gonna feel great. What else? And that's how that's gonna go. That's not gonna change my direction. That's not gonna change my spiral, my evolution. That's not gonna change or alter or derail my motherfucking journey, my progression. That is not gonna do nothing but push me further, faster, stronger, and better. That's all I allow it to do. That's the only thing I allow it to do. I've seen a lot of people teaching, and they say, you know, I mean, they don't even speak about their parents really. But then you can also see that they're a little disconnected in the way in which they treat others because of that. You know, they feel like they just found themselves on the planet Earth somehow. They forgot about their history almost. Not to say that it's something that, you know, is more valuable than the moment right now or what you're creating in the future or whatever like that. But it's to say that avoidance is a solution for some people. And it's not a real solution in life because you are the one creating your own story. And you not kind of step into a certain part of it kind of just makes you seem like you're not the creator of it. Because it's like you're not And I mean, I feel like people have their own levels and things like tolerance and things. I tried, I gave up, I tried, I felt like, oh man, never mind, I'm just gonna leave her alone. Everybody has their own limits and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what the person wants, and what they feel like is supposed to be, how it's supposed to be for them. And yeah, I just wanted to share this video because I feel like it's very important that people understand that aspect of us, that God element that we have, that we are, that we express on a regular basis. We create meanings out of things. And I mean, you can see this. I'm not even talking about some stuff I found somewhere. Y'all remember the conjunction December 21st? All the people in the world was talking about some black people's gonna get superpowers. Black people supposed to remember they had superpowers if they're supposed to do anything. Because we've been had superpowers before they called them superpowers. The fuck? That's some wild shit. But, you know, they made a meaning out of that. And then what they do after that? Where the powers at? What are y'all doing now? That's what I want to know. But I just want to let y'all know because we make meaning and it turns into belief. Law of belief takes place. Law of attraction takes place. So start making positive meanings. This is the reason why we utilize all the things we utilize. This is the reason why we utilize all the things we utilize. Literally, like crystals, sacred texts, holy books, Bible, all of these things that we use is for the same purpose of creating positive meanings. That's what we do. They grab the story, they grab this little part, and they say, well, if he could do it, then you can do it too. Positive meaning. Oh, well, then grab this crystal, and this is for intention, and this one actually is for intuition. Positive meaning. Okay, if you actually, Palo Santo, say positive meaning. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're creators. That's why we create. So that's why I want to give you all that illustration about the meaning and how it shifted my whole forgiveness, and then show you how we're using it right now in present day, because it is the only thing that we are, is what we create. Except that people think that create means you have to make a printer that does prints from the windows and this, that, you know, that's not all about it. We create here before we create anywhere else. Before you see anything in the world, it's been saw here first. That's how it works. The iPhones, all the things, the sketches, the draw, they was picturing it. You know? So I picture a world where people have a joy of living. I picture a world where the soul of the individuals in the world is felt, recognized, and understood on a regular basis. That's what I picture. I picture people not wanting to be with anybody else but their family. Why? Because they know that they are one in God as self. And they all rock that energy. And they all on the positive vibes, and they don't have no Caucasian ideologies in their minds. Because that's all of our problems right now. Ain't much problems out here. A little bit of misunderstanding and some motherfucking caucasity. That's really what it is. I feel like that. I feel like our problems not even that big, not really that many. There's a couple little conversations, really. Put the facts on the table about how they plagiarize the image of who we are. All right? Had us waiting and looking around instead of looking inside. All right? Then, all the motherfucking splitting the divide and all this other shit. The language. Language opened doors for all the division. Tower of Babel. The Egyptians utilized hieroglyphics. Why? Why? Now, I'm not going to go all the way there. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to tell y'all why, and then we're going to end this up, because these are some more things I want y'all to think about. These are some things that, if we're really picturing a new world, we're talking about a new world and new age and all this. What are we creating then? Because it's not being created for us. Seriously. And if it is, much better when to double check the shit and check the ingredients. For real. But why did the Egyptians use hieroglyphics? Because it looks the same to everyone. That's what I found when I went to meditation. You can go there and ask and see if you find anything else. Let me know what you find when you go there and ask about that. It looks the same to everyone. It brings my focus to understand that when we use words to picture the ideas in which we're representing. We use words to direct the mind to gather the under the information is a picture. Yeah, so I want you to go to the kitchen cabinet, and on the left, the far left, there's going to be the chopsticks. If you could just grab two, all that information tells you exactly about something, right? So the picture is what the words are helping you see. But from what I understood from the practice of the Egyptians was more so about making the picture what everyone sees. So there's no confusion about the understanding because everyone has the same picture. So when we talk about the Tower of Babel, the splitting of the language is really the splitting of the imagined picturing. I call it imagined picturing. I don't know what it's called. It's imagination and it's picturing at the same time because the language uses different pointers to create the same picture. So if I want to say this is a tall red house, in Spanish this would be like in La Casa es Roja or something, you know, and then in German and this, all saying the same thing. And I want y'all to have that because it's vital and it'll help in the context of understanding the deeper meaning of imagination. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. How do you picture yourself? I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna wrap this video up right here, and I'm not gonna have y'all thinking that much. So I appreciate y'all again. Tap in with the video link description, and start building with us, man. We want to know what you're offering. We want to know your services. We want to know your products. We want to know what your value is and how you're contributing to the community, so that we can send you that energy. All right. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all again, family, and I'm gonna talk to y'all in the next video. Shine from the inside. I'm gonna talk to y'all. Peace.